Glover, congratulations on the victory. Absolutely incredible fight. I guess first off, give us an idea just how you're feeling physically after a battle like that.
Feel pretty good, man. Happy to beat a guy like Anthony Smith. My hand, you can see over here, it's a little. I don't know. I think it's broke. I felt in the third round when I drop him, I keep punching him in the top of the head. And I told my coach, I told the Spanish because I didn't want anybody of you guys to know, but told him my hand. I think my hand is broke because he keep telling me to throw uppercuts. I'm like, my hand is broke. But I don't know. Let's see, But other than that, it's just bruised, man. I think he tagged me one time. I mean, he hit me a lot, but I was, there was wrong with the punches. Nothing hurt me except this one was clear into the eye sac, and pretty hurt a little bit. Can't deny that this one.
Obviously, as the fight started out, it was clearly in his favor. What was going through your head early when he was, having a lot of success on the feet? Were you surprised by his speed, his power, anything along those lines?
Yeah, I can see the punches. I was blocking the kicks good. Nothing was hurting me, and it was just adjustment that I have to make because I couldn't find him. And I was like, I gotta get in the inside, gotta get the adjustment. Start hitting him in the body a little bit, and he was moving, so I knew he was. I'm not afraid, to say, but like he didn't want to get hit. He knew how hard I hit. I was throwing bombs. But, a second round, I thought he slowed down a little bit, and I started tagging him a little more, and, I knew bring him to the deeper water. In the third round, that's when I started hitting him. He started stopping in front of me, and not moving anymore, and I knew it was going to be my fight.
Yeah. It seemed like there were points along the way where the fight could have been stopped. I mean, maybe the third, maybe the fourth, maybe his corner could have stopped him from coming out in the fifth. What did you think? I mean, did you think that maybe this fight should have been stopped a little bit earlier than it was?
I thought the fight was going to get stopped, but like every time the referee say move fighter, he move a little bit. He's trying to not get up, but like that's the way he fight. He covered up pretty good. I see him fight like that with Jon Jones. He stayed in the ground and move and defend it pretty well. And one time in the fight, I think was. I don't know, third or fourth round, I was at the top of him trying to choke him, trying to go for the choke, and I couldn't get the neck. I knew, I couldn't get the hooks in. And he say to me, my jiu-jitsu is pretty. I'm glad my jiu-jitsu is pretty good, And I just laugh and say, yeah, it is, man. Not good enough to finish me, like you say. But yeah, sort of. Me and Anthony, and one time too, like he was telling the ref, hey, here ref, and I didn't know what he was talking about because I was like, is he hurt? He want to stop, and I keep punching him. I kind of look at the ref, and and he say, he's my tooth, and I told him, hey, sorry, Anthony, but it's part of the job, man.
That's great. It sounded like you were apologizing to him. I mean,
yeah, I mean, he's giving the tooth to the referee, and I like Anthony Smith. Listen, man. I'm going to fight, you know me for a while. I've been in the sport. Every time I go in there, I put everything in line, man. I wanted to finish, either kill or die, you know what I mean? That's so I open up sometimes too much because I wanted to finish. You see me even winning the rounds over there, but I still trying to get that submission. I still trying to get the finish because that's the way I fight. That's, Chuck told me a long time ago, man, you want to be popular in sports, go finish fights, man. And that's my instinct too. I trying to finish a fight every time. Nice.
And last thing for me, we know you want that title shot. There's a lot of names right now, right? Dominic Reyes wants a rematch. Maheta wants to come back. Jan Blachowicz is in there. Dana mentioned maybe you and Dominic Reyes could fight for an opportunity to fight Jon. What do you think makes sense? Everybody has their hand in the air saying they deserve it. So what do you think makes sense next for you?
Whatever, any of those three guys that you just say, man. I just told over there, Jan, if he's Jan Blachowicz, right? If you don't want to wait for Jon Jones for a long time, I don't know. Let's do it, or whatever. Any of those three guys that you mentioned, respect all of them. Maheta in Brazil. I mean, right now I don't know because with all the situation, it'd be a good fight to do it in Brazil. but I like Jon too. I like the way he fights, man. He's been fighting really good. I've been fighting really good. It's not a bad fight.
Glover, right here. Of those three names presented to you, which one do you think would present the greatest challenge to you?
They all are, man. They all are. They all, they're all tough guys, man. They over there for a reason, and I couldn't say. It doesn't matter to any of those three guys are good, and it's a great.
And Anthony Smith made a point of he's been fighting for so long that even earlier in his career, he's fought in weirder places than an empty arena. So what was your experience like fighting in front of no fans?
Yeah, it was different, I can hear we can talk a little more, hear the corner, One time I talked to his corner because his corner, he's 100% in the jab, man. Every time you jab, you hit him. I was like, no, he's not, blocking most of the jabs, man. And, it was kind of cool, we listened to, but I don't want to get issue with this. I love the crowd, man. I miss the crowd, and we're going to get through this, hopefully, and hopefully soon, we will get through this, but hopefully soon, and we'll get back in the crowd, man. I love the crowd. It's the sport.
And going off of that, what was fight week like for you? I'm sure this is the most unique fight week you've experienced in your career.
Man, I have my corners over here is amazing, man. We have a great vibe. We stay positive, He stay positive with, McGregor say that he stay positive with the hard situation. That's the key, man. We're going through a hard time, and every once in a while I get upset with all this pandemic, all this social distance, and it's just a hard time, man. We're going through a very hard time, but I stay positive the whole time. We stay positive, and was amazing, man. Just forget about this stuff and do this, and it's incredible what Dana did. He did this, and to people at least for a second now watching news and watching bad news about people dying and stuff, they over there ruining for a fight like this, and put up a fight with the sport. It's I don't know. We're making history here,
What did you make of Jacare's positive test from last week?
Hopefully that he'll be okay. Him and his family, Jacare is a great guy. It happens, man. This thing is contagion, You can get it. It's tough, hold the microphone over here, who knows, man. Hopefully him and his family recover well.
Glover, when you had Anthony hurt and you were going for the submission, this might be a silly question, but was any of that decision to go for the submission rather than ground and pound because you didn't want to hit him anymore because he was so visibly hurt?
No. I go for submission because I'm trying to finish, guys. I see the submission. I went for his neck a couple times in the real neck choke, but I didn't have the hooks. I couldn't get to his neck. He was defending pretty good, man. And I went to Katagatame for a little bit, and his jiu-jitsu is great. Great defending. So. Not really, just trying to finish, just trying to take him out of there, I was tired, man.
Did you notice he had some, it seemed like he had an injury to his eye. Whenever you touched his eye, he seemed to react to it. Did you notice that in there?
I know his face was hurt because I was hitting him with my hand is hurt. It's hurting right now from hitting me. I know his face was hurt, and like I say, he gave the tooth to the referee. That's why I don't know. He actually stole the referee. He's my tooth, and I apologize to him. Say, hey man, I'm sorry, man, but it's part of the job, Yeah, it is what it is, man.
After the fight, Jon Jones tweeted and then deleted a joke about Anthony's recent home invasion. He said something like, "Oh, it's a good thing you didn't want a TV," implying that you could have gone into his house. Do you think that sort of stuff is necessary at all, or do you think that's Jon?
What did he say?
He was making fun of Anthony's recent home invasion and saying that if you had broke into Anthony's house, there was nothing he could do about it, basically. That's
so stupid. That's so stupid, You know, I don't talk shit about Jon Jones, man. People ask me all the time what he's done, and you know, getting with whatever he done, you know, like hitting pregnant woman, and I never judge people outside. I even told, I mean, you know me, man. I'd never judge anybody outside of the octagon, and I say, hey, it's not my job to judge him outside of the octagon. You know, whatever he does outside, I mean, we all do stupid shit, you know, and for him to say something like that, man, that's so stupid, because the guy have a family there, and that's probably the stupid thing he ever say, you know. Tell Jon Jones to take care of his stuff, man. He's like got a lot of stuff to take care of, you know.
Glover, 40 years young, 4 straight victories. What do you attribute the Fountain of Youth to?
Say it again.
The Fountain of Youth. Dana said it's the best you've looked in years. How do you stay so active and elusive at 40 years old?
Hey man, want to do this, you know, work hard, you know, open the mind, and looking for help and listen to the coaches more. Because my problem is I train too much, man. This has been always my problem. I ask my coaches right there. You gotta have to interview John Hackman, Nando, and Fanelli. You know, they tell me all the time, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill. And going to the PI and get the help and listen more, you know, and it's amazing. I've been feeling much better.
Anthony Smith came out with an impressive first round. When did you feel you overtook him and weathered the storm? What did you feel was your turning point in the matchup?
After the half of the second round, I start feeling that he stopped moving too much, and I start seeing the punches better, and I start hitting more with jabs and moving my hand and getting inside. So I knew I get him, you know.
What would you do differently if you got another shot at Jon Bones Jones at the light heavyweight championship belt?
Well, we're both a different fighter. I'm not the same fighter that is a fight Jon Jones, and I just keep getting better, man. You know, people you're too old and then this, you know, and that's what's happening. You know, I keep taking all these young guys over here, you know, and we keep going. And if I do Jon Jones, I'm gonna come after his head.
In a perfect world, and we're not living in a perfect world, when would you make your return back into the octagon?
Perfect world, about 4 or 5 months.
Enjoy the victory.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you.